I'm really excited about my book, Spoke by Spoke, and it's actually been out. I published it in it was late 2021. And, I put it out there to help people because I feel like the stories that I tell of my life and the things that I learned, both humorous and sometimes pretty touching stories, hard that I tell, will help people in some way. So what's really exciting is that even though it's been almost a year and a half now that I put it out there, I still get feedback from people that it's really touching them. And I give my book away a lot. It is for sale on Amazon, but really I wanted to get it in people's hands. So I gave it to a guy that I met about a week and a half ago, and said, just read it. If you got time, you don't have to read the whole thing. Just pick it up. And he's like, so he sends me texts every few days and says, "Oh my God, I just finished the story about Bin." And Bin the story of that is called Welcome to America. And it's a story about me when I was a nursing student working in a neurotrauma unit. And there was a patient who was Chinese. He was an immigrant who came over illegally, was captured, and through a series of things ended up in the Aurora jail and attempted suicide by hanging. Well, they cut him down, but of course he was out of it enough that he was now brain dead, essentially. So it tells the story of me advocating for Bin and his family. Of course, his family is in rural China, in some place that they have to travel to get to a phone. So anyway, it was a story about me advocating for Bin's family to have one last phone call with him, and how everyone on the team's looking at me like, he's in a coma, he can't really hear. And I said, yeah, I know that. I get that. And I also know that it's really important for the family to have one last time with him. So I'm a nursing student saying all these things and advocating for a guy that, is in his 20s, can't speak, can't hear, his heart is beating and all of that, but he's pretty much on life support. And so anyway, the guy that read that story said, "I just was really touched by that." And I'm like, good. How did it affect you? And so he wrote back and said, in so many ways. And that's really what I want, is I want people to have their own emotions, to have their own consciousness affected by my book, not because I did all these things, but it helps them come back to themselves.